Storytelling Podcast, episode number, what are we? 68.
So professional.
Welcome to the Storytelling Podcast, where everything's fictional, even you. And now, here are your hosts, two guys and a girl who lie for a living, Garrett, Zach, and Chrissy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Storytelling Podcast, the podcast that's all about fiction, and more fiction, and telling the best truths through the medium of lies. I'm your host, Garrett Robinson. With me, as always, faithful co-host ZC Bolger, eating his dinner on the show, always doing that. Chrissy Moss and Scott Richards. We are all independent authors and hanging out and talking about stuff. How's it going, guys?
I've decided I miss books and beer, so I'm going to drink beer for the podcast.
I think that's an excellent idea. I think we should make that mandatory. I actually, I had a thought about 3 weeks ago, and then I immediately was like, well, I'm not gonna I was like, I should start another podcast, and then of course I was immediately like, no, Garrett, no, you should not. But it would be the Drunk Writers Podcast, and it would strictly be just an interview show, and it would be getting a new writer on every single week, and then drinking with them and talking about whatever. Great idea for a show. Absolutely cannot do it right now. Just
That's
like
funny.
Cannot.
Gary, remember several weeks ago I asked you. I don't even remember what I asked you. Oh,
well, this is a great story.
I asked you something, and it was for a similar podcast idea.
Was it really?
It was.
Just interviewing writers?
Kinda. I'll tell you. Well, I'll just say it. Basically, you've seen Drunk History, right?
Yeah.
Which is
it's
fantastic.
Like that. Except it's called Classic History, and you have a drunk writer on, and he retells a classic story that he knows, like The Tale of Two Cities.
That's actually a great idea.
Call me.
You could sell the audiobooks. You just do everything that's in.
Dude, no, fuck it. While you're in town, let's start doing that on my YouTube channel.
I'm really busy, but we can try.
Yeah, no, we should totally. It'll be a once a week thing. It's not like it's just a whatever, and it'll be like 15 minutes, and it'll just be like a single uncut camera. Just roll the camera and and then Moby Dick's like, fuck you.
But what's also great about that is you can sell the audiobook. You put like 3 of the drunk classics together, and you just sell those audiobook sets.
I don't know if ACX would be okay with that.
I think it'd be great.
With you telling stories while you're drunk?
Yeah, it's like, okay, so let me tell you about Charles Dickens.
No, why would ACX not be okay with that?
Because wouldn't you need it to be based on an actual book that would be published?
So transcribe it and then put it in a book, and then you can sell it and in both ways.
That's interesting. All right. Well, all things to consider.
Dragon transcription.
We've got so much time to put projects like this together.
Yeah.
Finish the other projects first.
Speaking of time and wasting it on things. Do you guys know that I started a Twitch channel?
Yes.
What's Twitch?
Twitch is a live streaming.
You don't know what Twitch is?
It's a nervous tick.
I'm old.
He's not. You're not old. You are not allowed to be old because then I'm old. No, basically Twitch is a live streaming service where basically only video game players. You play a video game and you just stream it live, and you have you can put your face in the broadcast, like in the corner and whatever, which I do, and you can put whatever, but you just play video games, and you're like, today I'm playing Shadow of Mordor, and you talk and you make jokes and whatever. So it's like Vlog a Novel, except you're playing video games.
And you open this up with things that you're spending time on that you shouldn't be spending time on?
Well, I mean,
he's going to be gaming anyway. Exactly.
That was my philosophy, is I still play video games. I do. I just play them. So I may as well just hit a button and broadcast it and make money off of it. So there you go.
I've been toying with the idea of starting some kind of broadcaster or something of when I write. If nothing else, just to make me accountable for sitting at my computer and writing when I'm sitting there, rather than meandering off. I don't know how interesting it would be for people to watch the way I write, because my method is very awkward.
Yeah.
Mine is totally...
It's even if nobody
I don't think it's interesting at all. Like, I don't think anybody. I mean,
Thanks,
people comment.
Chief.
No. But like, when I do vlog a novel, but like, I'm like, I don't know who's watching, but people are watching. Like.
Well, the guys over in SPP, they're doing the behind the scenes book and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they got the conversations and the writing diaries, I guess they're called.
Yeah.
Where they tell how
Sexy.
everything was created, and people are buying them.
Yeah, for sure. But that's like content that they have like tried to make into something that is educational and beneficial, as opposed to just sitting there watching somebody on a screen writing. But
Right.
Well,
But
the writing
I
diary
used
is
to-
also just them talking about their writing.
yes, no, that's true.
I also used to listen to tabletop games. Like I would,
Yeah.
like a 3-hour tabletop game where they just put a microphone in the middle of the table.
And
I
you
don't know
can't
why,
see.
but I was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, you mean like a D&D session?
Yeah, basically. And so they were just so funny.
I've watched the Will Wheaton ones.
Will
When
Wheaton.
they go to when they go to PAX, they play a
Oh,
D&D
yeah.
session,
I love
and it's
those. Those are
freaking hilarious watching them do this. And they'll dress up and everything, but mostly they're just sitting around a table playing D&D and making fun of each other in front of an
that's awesome.
audience.
But the ones I've seen, the audience gets to vote in certain events.
Yeah,
Oh, that's pretty
You guys
fantastic.
are here,
it's
so
really
it's like
freaking hilarious.
everybody clock in your vote. Here are the options, and it's like, all right, everybody wants you to die. So here we go.
Jim Sterling is a popular online video game player, and he's got a long-running series called Skyrim by Committee, where he plays Skyrim, but his audience votes to determine everything he does with the character. Like, when
Nice.
he levels up, like, where does he put his points? What skills does he invest in and everything? His character sucks. It's so bad.
Oh yeah,
It's just so broken.
obviously.
But yeah, so I started an additional YouTube channel. I had Garrett's Games going on this channel for a while, and I was like, it just makes more sense to have a different channel. So I started that today, and everything that I stream to Twitch, I just send over there, and then I'm going to start doing video game reviews as well. Have you guys heard about and/or already played the new Game of Thrones video game?
New.
I have not heard.
Heard about, yes, not played.
Yeah.
It's made by a
Heard
company
of it,
called
no.
Telltale, and basically, this is
Right.
really interesting and something we should do. We should talk about on more on this show and future shows. But it's really like a video game version of a book. Like, it's not. You're not running around doing a whole bunch of stuff. You're watching the story take place, and you're making dialogue choices that affect the relationship with your character and other characters and everything like that. And it's Game of Thrones, and it's fucking awesome. It's really, really good.
So
They
you've
did
got
the
this
Walking
game and
Dead.
you're playing it.
Yeah. What did you say, Scott?
They did the Walking Dead one, right?
Yes, they did. Which I've heard is also
same
good.
thing.
Oh my god,
I-
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I have the first season, and it's funny. I'm not even a fan of the show.
Yeah.
I got through like the second season of the show, and I was like, okay, well, I'm done with this. But like, I got the game because it was on crazy sale, and I was like, sure, why not? $1.25, okay. And then I
Wow.
started playing. It just draws you in. Like the story doesn't follow the show at all. It's its own story,
Yep.
and
Same with,
it's fascinating, and it's really strong stuff. And yeah, I enjoyed the game more than I did the show. Telltale knows what they're doing when it comes to storytelling.
And dude, Game of Thrones is hardcore. First of all, it's the same deal where you're not playing the major characters in the show, but you do meet some of them. Like you meet Cersei and Marjorie Tyrell and fucking Tyrion, who is awesome.
I like when they do that. It makes you feel special. You're like,
Oh,
I
dude.
know him.
I know that guy. He's so amazing. Anyway, it's really, really good. It's super. I don't think, because it just came out today, I don't think that if you're not a huge fan of Game of Thrones, I don't think it's worth the price. Because it's like $25 or whatever. I don't think it's worth that for somebody who's not a huge fan of Game of Thrones. But if you're a huge fan of Game of Thrones, it's worth that and more. It's awesome. It's fucking amazing.
Well, I will definitely keep an eye out for it.
Well,
Come the
and
Christmas sale on Steam.
there's a lot of those games in that genre. It's become very popular now.
Yeah.
I own like 5 of them. So.
Yeah, but you have like 300 unplayed video games.
Actually, I've played most of them.
Really?
At least for 5 minutes.
Still counts.
Well,
Still counts.
it's because I get a bunch off of the Humble Bundle, and there's like 2 or 3 that I want for the Humble Bundle, and the rest of them I don't want. By the way, if any of you want any free Steam codes, I've got a whole bunch of them.
Okay, good to know. I will contact you later.
Do you have one for the standalone DayZ? Because I'll take that.
Daisy.
No, but I have Fear.
That's
And I think I have a couple for... What is that called? It's one of
I
those...
don't know, Chris.
There's
You brought it up.
there's a few of those horror
What is
games
it
that I
called?
have codes for that I will not play horror games. I just refuse.
Yeah, I'm not.
DayZ's not really a horror game though.
Yeah.
It's got zombies.
It's a game about humans, and they happen to be in a zombie apocalypse.
See,
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
it's like
Okay.
Rust. I will not play Rust because the people who play that game are assholes.
You know what though? Okay. Funny story about the Rust. I was like glancing at it, and I was
The
like,
Rust.
the Rust. And I was like, what is this? And so I scrolled down to the reviews. Every review on Steam had either a story of having been captured and thrown in a cage and randomly fed meat every once in a while, or somebody that had caught somebody else, threw them in a cage, and then fed them meat. It was just
And
like,
that's not even the video game.
I know, right? It's the kind of game that attracts serial killers.
It's just messed up.
But it was just like so many reviews just involved that, and just different variations of it. Like some had like a catch and release program going on. Another one would like catch them, drag them like for 25 in-game miles up a volcano, and then just chucked them in. Like,
Speaking of messed up games that will make you doubt your faith in humanity, the most David Wright video game ever invented. I have also been playing recently. It's called This War of Mine. Have you guys heard
Oh, I
about
love
that?
yeah.
That is such an
Oh
awesome
my
game.
god.
Have you played it, Chrissy?
I have only just watched it a few times.
Scott, have you heard
I
about it?
haven't bought it yet. It's on my
Yeah.
wish list.
Remember, I messaged you about it, and I was like, "Oh, that game."
Oh yeah, that's right. And Zach,
In
you haven't heard about it, right?
fact,
No.
I told myself if I finished my NaNoWriMo in time, I was going to gift myself with that game. So I guess what I'm going to buy tonight.
Yeah. Set up a Twitch channel. It's fun. You can. We can. I will watch you play. Ugh.
Oh,
Not in
Ooh, really?
that. Not in. That was. That came out
No,
weirder.
we gotta
That
save
was
that.
interesting.
we have to save that for next episode. 'Cause
No, but this
Not
War of
doing that
Mine
on
is
camera.
basically this War of Mine is basically a game where you start out with 3 people like survivors, refugees in the middle of a civil war in like a Russian city, and they have moved into this house where that's abandoned, and there's like holes in the walls, and there's like stuff in piles of rubbish and whatever all over the house. And they just try and survive. They try and get their hands on some food and some wood, and like they go and trade with supplies with other people in the city to get stuff to survive and like not starve to death. And it's this one and the Game of Thrones one. They're not fun. They are not fun video games. They simply are not. But they're really good. It's like reading a drama or a tragedy or something like that. You don't read it because it's Well,
It's kind of depressing.
it's super depressing. That's why I was like, I immediately emailed David Wright, and I was like, dude, have you played this game? He was like, no, but I'm going to. I've heard all about it. It sounds like it's right up my alley.
yeah, it looks really well done, and it's an interesting angle on a really played out
Genre.
genre story.
War.
You have a war thing, and it's just like I honestly can't think. I'm sure there might be one or two out there, but I can't think of a game that shows that side of wartime.
Yeah, completely. By the way, in the comments, we've got Dylan Perry who said, evening, folks, and Quotidian Light who said, great topic. Hi, Dylan, and thank you, Quotidian Light. I'm glad I thought of it.
Hello, everyone.
Chrissy, that's your cue to say, hey, fucker.
Hey, what? I'm
You didn't
sorry.
pay any attention to what
No.
I said, did you? You're busy checking. Did you just buy this War of Mine on Steam?
No, I haven't turned on Steam yet today.
Good.
There's sales going on. I'm avoiding it.
Not anymore.
Quotidian Light
Damn
said that tonight's topic was a great topic, and I said, thank you. I'm glad I thought of it.
Oh, That's why I should. Yeah, you're right. I should call you a fucker.
Yeah, hey fucker. Oh, my mic stand is going. One of the
Quotidian
screws.
Light is like one of my favorite people lately. She's very uplifting and very encouraging.
She's fucking awesome. I love her.
She really is.
Indeed.
Follow her on all of her things that she does.
Yeah.
Wait, all of them?
All of the things. Follow her.
All right.
Follow her home.
She does YouTube
Climb into the
videos.
tree outside her bedroom window.
It's not weird. It's not weird. It's not weird. I'm just a
Not
fan of
weird.
dicks.
It's not. Stop. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. I've cut the line anyway. Put the phone down.
It's not weird. It's not weird.
It's not
I
weird.
I didn't want you being distracted.
You guys.
But yeah. So life is pretty busy these days. I've slept 3 hours a night for the last 2 nights in a row.
Wait,
Quotidian
you
Light
actually
is
slept?
yeah. Quotidian Light is constantly on my YouTube channel going, Garrett, go to sleep. I can see the bags under you. Go to sleep. Like fucking sleep. Stop it. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I'm trying to coordinate and dovetail everything that I'm doing. So one new thing that I'm trying out is basically everything that I do, my videos, my vlogs, my new gaming channel, everything else. It all is going to go on my website now. So my blog, I will have traditional blog posts, and actually I posted a couple this week, but my blog is going to be everything I do. You know what I mean? So that should be fun.
That's a good idea. It lets the people that are interested in your projects have a place where they can go to keep up on what you're doing.
Exactly. And you can have categories, and you can also name the blog posts appropriately so that people can see, like, because every time you post an article, you know, it goes to your Facebook and your Twitter. They can go, oh, gameplay, oh, game review, oh, new book, and they can just pick and choose.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can tag it so somebody can click the tag and just see everything related to that. So, like, all of your gameplay videos, or all of it. Yeah. And,
Exactly.
I also find it interesting that you decided to make a new game channel, considering not so long ago you had consolidated all your channels to one because you got tired of having multiples.
Well, that was on podcast, and I stand by that. I'm like, no, man. Like, having a whole separate... Well, I had... The problem... Google Plus and YouTube used to work differently than they do now.
True.
And in order to create a new YouTube channel, you needed a new email, a new Gmail address every single time. And I had 6 different Gmail addresses, and I was just like, fuck this. So I put them all in one. Now I can create a new Google Plus page, which is just like a Facebook page, and I can create a brand new YouTube channel off of that. So that's just like, oh, well, I'm going to fucking do that. Then great. Yes, huzzah. So that's what I did.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. Zach, what's going on with you, dude? What's new since we saw you last? What's happening with my voice right now? Why is it in this high register?
Because you're excited.
Well, you guys haven't seen me for a month.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's real.
Well, Garrett's seen you.
I've seen
Garrett's
you.
seen me.
I've seen you in compromising
Seen all of
positions.
me.
What, were you sitting in on the honeymoon?
I was at his bachelor
He
party.
was in Vegas.
Giggity.
What has happened?
Miss Saigon? I'll tell that story in a minute. Don't worry.
She wants the dick.
He wants the dick.
Welcome to the new cleaner podcast.
Yeah, fuck that. We're not. We never achieved that goal, and I'm willing.
We
to
never
work on it.
did.
What?
And I
have
was brought on
done?
late. I never agreed to that. Sorry, do go on, Zach.
So since I was on last, I went to Los Angeles. I had a bachelor party in Vegas, which you guys might have seen Garrett's podcast from, or his vlog.
You party animal, you.
I know, it was crazy.
It was
And-
sick. It was off the hook.
And yeah, Garrett can tell you stories from that. And then I came back, and then I traveled out to Arizona. I drove from Los Angeles to Arizona, and with 60 Danny Calloway books, and I did a talk at a elementary school, and we did 2 hours of the talk, and the kids had so many questions, like so many good questions about Danny Calloway and stuff. And how to make a book and how to write and all that stuff, which was really cool. And then they only thought 7 of the students had purchased the book, which they had. So I revealed to them, I had all the books covered, but I had them all stacked up on a table. And I was like, I got with my my fans and my readers, and they all got together and they bought everybody a book, and I pulled the thing off and they went crazy, which is cool. I filmed that part, and
Did you refund the 7 people who?
I refunded the 7 people that purchased the books. I gave their money back, and
that's really awesome.
It's very kind of
yeah, and then they made a really long line, and I signed all their books, and they're like super jazzed about it, and it was one of the coolest things ever. I mean, I went into debt from that trip because I had to pay for driving expenses and food and whatever.
But
it was it was so much fun,
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, and I feel everybody, all of us, really feel that way. Is that if we could give away our books, we totally would.
Yeah.
And I got to experience that. I got to give away 60 books all at once, and that was just like, oh my god, it was so cool.
Speaking of not that at all, no, that is actually super cool. We really need to do more live stuff. I feel like all of us need to do more live stuff, and the problem is that it's such a pain in the ass to set it up and to do it. But
I think all of you should come up here to Seattle because we have lots of conventions, and we can have one table together.
Yeah, no, but like legit, like seriously, we could, Zach and I could hop in a car, drive to Sacramento, pick up Scott. I mean, I know obviously we all have like personal stuff that would need to be very well coordinated. Scott and I have kids and blah blah blah. But
cool.
And Zach's newly married, tiny little thing. But go pick up Scott and just fucking head up to Seattle and do like I don't know. I don't even know what happens.
NorthwestCon seems to be a big one up here.
Yeah.
And it's a science fiction and fantasy convention.
Or we could do the reverse, and y'all could come down here, and we could do Kamikaze next year, which would be freaking awesome.
Both, if we could.
Or both. We could do both.
That's a terrible idea. That is terrible. That is an awful idea.
Why, you don't like Los Angeles? Or you don't like kamikazes? Kamikazes are kind of fun.
You know what? The few times I've been in LA or anywhere near Hollywood, like everybody was stopping me on the street asking if I was some obscure actor from like some show that ran for like 3 episodes. I'm like, I'm really not.
I'm also not David Grohl.
It was just every time.
Yeah, but that's Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's like I lived in Hollywood. Okay, well, I lived in Hollywood for a good amount of time, but I didn't grow up in Hollywood. So.
Were you on Dateline?
I knew it. I loved it.
Dateline NBC.
You looked familiar.
To Catch a Predator.
That was my 15 seconds. I'm not apologizing.
Anyway,
yeah,
that's super cool. And then after the live event in Arizona.
After the live event, I got back to Los Angeles and I got married.
Yay!
That turned out really well. We got really great feedback from that. We're still getting people that I don't really know are actually messaging me saying they heard about the wedding and saying that they were told how awesome it was.
That's really awesome. It was really awesome.
It was really awesome.
And I got drunk.
Oh my god. McCullough got so wasted. We had an open bar for 1 hour. Right?
We took advantage, motherfucker.
People are having like 5 or 6 drinks at once, just ordering them. At the last 5 minutes, I was like, we made an announcement. 5 minutes, bombard the bar, and it was just a huge line.
I take it you got your money's worth.
I had never heard of an adios motherfucker before.
Oh, really?
Really?
Never?
Yeah.
You know Andy,
that's my boyfriend's
surprising.
favorite drink.
You're adorable.
I know, right? No, I'm so like
And
not.
you call
really,
yourself an alcoholic.
Winner.
First of all,
I always got annoyed with bars because they would tell me I could only have 2 Long Island iced teas.
why?
Because she'd be up on the
Because
tables.
it's a cup like this full of hard alcohol. And
So,
that's all that's
wait
in
a
it.
second.
Oh yeah.
Was this bar you were going to like a Chuck E. Cheese or something?
No, it was just a bar in town. They said that they only allowed people to have 2.
I
I've
just
never
love
heard.
the idea that a Chuck E. Cheese would be like Long Island iced tea. Here you go. All right there. Yeah.
Tastes delicious though.
A.
Doing belly shots off of Chucky.
There's the ball pit, plus pizza, plus you're surrounded by children. booze is mandatory.
Yes.
All I'm saying. If
They have
nothing,
kick-ass arcades from what I remember.
Hmm?
I didn't know they had booze at a Chuck E. Cheese.
I think they do actually have beer at some of them.
So, do we have a topic?
We do have a topic for the night. We're not even at the halfway mark, Chrissy.
Not that
God
I
damn
don't
it,
enjoy
jumping the gun. We're talking about how awesome Zach's wedding was. Damn it.
Okay.
It was awesome.
I was talking about Chuck E. Cheese. Was it at a Chuck E. Cheese?
It was at Chuck E. Cheese.
Can
That
we
was a
stay on
good
topic,
please?
good venue.
Talking about.
Did you get married in the ball pit?
Did what?
You've just planned my wedding. That's,
Congratulations, you may throw the bride into the balls.
No, that's for the wedding night.
Oh!
What happened
Quotidian
after the
Light
wedding?
says that she is says, Zach, I am having all the feels. That is such a special experience.
It was.
Quotidian Light also said earlier, here I was blushing and feeling all warm and fuzzy. Now I'm checking the window for hot pervy guys.
Yeah.
She's talking about you, Scott. She thinks you're hot.
It's not weird. It's not weird.
And it's not weird. Hector Manuel Elias Oliver said, I'm just here to say hi. I'll watch it once I have some time. Womp womp. Frowny D-face.
Hi, Hector.
Frowny D-face.
For when you getting frowny D-face. Is that its name?
Oh, she wants the dick.
She wants the D. Womp womp womp. What is happening to this show?
It's been derailed.
Derailed.
Oh, fuck.
Um,
Amazing.
So wait, on that topic real quick, and this is a
On
this
the
is a
D
short story,
topic?
I promise. On the D topic, on the internet, I was reading legendary texts between people, and a boyfriend said something about like the alphabet, but it was missing 6 letters, and that his girlfriend corrected him about it, and he's all, "Oh, you mean you are
no. I know the one. Oh, what is it?
Yeah."
You both
And
just
she's all, "That's
ruined
5
this.
letters," and he's all, "Don't worry, you'll get the D later."
Oh,
And she's all,
that
"I
was
walked right into that one."
Amazing. I saw that post. Shit, I wish one of us could remember it so that we could actually give the viewers the story, because
dead.
right now I feel like everybody's like, well, that sounds like a great story. Dicks.
Yeah.
I guess you had to be there.
Ah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I flew
Google
back to
that shit.
Miami. And I left a book. I did a book drop in LA and LAX, and I did a book drop at Miami International. I'll be doing another one on the way out because I'm going back to LA next Wednesday.
Nice. That's awesome. Hey, you guys want to hear a funny thing that happened kind of on the behind the scenes stuff that I'm doing with the SPP guys? This was
Sure.
cool just because I didn't really know that it happened, and obviously because it's them, I can't give like numbers and details and whatever. But Amazon sent them an email, and they forwarded it to me in regards to their CreateSpace books, because I do all the print formatting and everything. And they they forwarded it to me, and they were like, "Hey, Garrett, is there a problem?" And their most popular print book, Amazon sent them an email that was like, it was really obtuse. It didn't need to be as complicated as it was of an email, but the email was basically, "Hey, people keep ordering your freaking CreateSpace book, so we're just going to order a bunch of them from CreateSpace, which is their company, but we're going to order a whole bunch of them at once so that we don't need to keep doing them one at a time."
That's
So-
awesome.
Yeah, so they like printed off like a couple hundred of the books or whatever. I forget what the number was, but to go to them and everything. So they're like, so when you see it in your next royalty thing, like that's what that is.
So
I didn't even know that was a thing.
yeah,
the resulting royalty should be less then because the books will be already purchased.
Say again?
They would have already bought the books.
The books
So,
in bulk.
Well, no, that's the thing, is that Amazon is like, hey, we're giving you, in your next royalty statement, you're going to see like a crap ton of sales, and that's to supply our warehouse for the next few months. So it's
But
like,
they're not getting the royalties for those sales.
no,
Yes, they get the royalty.
They are. They are getting royalties as though all of those sales had happened right now.
so,
Okay,
so what
what I
happens?
was saying was that after that, when someone actually
Oh,
purchases
yeah, yeah.
the book, they won't get the royalty from that until.
So what happens though is that Amazon buys them and you get the royalties. So Amazon now has a bunch of books that they can discount for you.
Yeah.
So they have a crap ton of books that they can discount as much as they want and sell them off. And then as people buy them, they will order more books.
Yeah.
And you, as the author, get all of the royalties. I know somebody else who does this, who Amazon keeps buying her books. So she will wait until that nut price drops down below how much it cost her to buy her book herself from CreateSpace, and she will buy them all out.
Yeah.
She'll just buy them all for less than what it costs to get it directly from CreateSpace. She'll even tell her readers, don't buy them. Please don't buy them. The numbers keeps going down. Just let them go down, and I will buy them all, sign them, and you can buy them from me directly.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Oh, quick segue point, by the way. I since the last show we did, I put all of my print books available for sale online, where you can get them signed for like Christmas presents or whatever. So go, you can check out my site, but it's GarrettBRobinson.com/autographed books and autographed-books. And a couple people have actually ordered full sets, which I think is really cool because I made a full set available at a 20% discount, and I was like, nobody's gonna spend fucking $75. Somebody's gonna get some Realm Keepers, and a few people are gonna get Nightblade, you know, and literally one person will get Hit Girls and Rebel Yell. My best damn books that nobody fucking likes, but no.
I know what you're talking about. I read them
happens.
all. So.
Yeah, well.
Doesn't mean you liked it.
But yeah, a couple people bought full sets, so that's cool. So, hey,
That's cool.
yay.
Awesome.
So now.
Wait, I have one more update.
Okay, go ahead. Then we got to get on topic.
My last update is the last time I was on the show, Garrett issued me a challenge to finish reading Riddle Master of Head, and within 24 hours he would finish writing Ninja Bread Man 2. Now, I finished the book about 2 days after we made that agreement, and I haven't announced it because of a couple different reasons. So I'm announcing it now. I have finished the book, and Garrett has 24 hours. He said he's going to put aside family, he's going to put aside rent, he's going to put aside all these things.
Oh, goddamn.
Ninja Bread Man 2.
Throwing down the gauntlet. Why did you not? Oh, because tell people why you didn't tell people me. Go ahead, it's fine. I mean, well, basically, I had family. Family. Family stuff going on. Exactly.
Yeah, so I saw that he had some family stuff going on, and I was like, I'm not even remotely gonna be like, oh, well, too bad for you, fucker. So I held off on it, and then I had wedding stuff come up and all that stuff, and I wasn't even on the podcast. So, but I did finish 2 days after that challenge was issued. So he has 24 hours starting now. So that's tomorrow at
8 p.m. All right.
Well, he knows what he'll be doing tonight.
Yeah. Aside from
Chrissy.
the wife. Hey-o! Hey-o! And that actually reminds me on a related topic. Scott, you should read the book.
Chrissy was kind enough to send me a copy.
Oh.
And I just received it, and so I just started diving into it. I'm not deep enough to have an opinion yet, but I just started. I should have it done by next week.
We have to go deeper.
I love that. I'm not deep enough to have an opinion yet, but I'll let you know.
I'll let you know. So far, it's just the tip worth of reading is where I'm at.
Yeah, totally. I'm all about just
I think we're going to have a great discussion about it, because I think I
don't think Zach liked it. I don't think Zach liked it.
Oh, I really want to be on Zach's side of this. I just want to really any excuse to argue.
Yeah, seriously.
Be on my side and argue against Zach. I'll
try
and let you two go.
I'll be honest in my opinion. If I like it,
yeah. The difference
I'll
is
regret having to argue with Zach, but I will do it.
Garrett obviously
I'm
loves
not a
it.
fantasy reader,
so as long as there's somebody else who doesn't like it, we're good.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
David Bolger chimed in.
Great.
This would be Zach's father, and he referred to the wedding and said it was awesome. Thanks for watching,
Papa.
David. It's awesome.
Hola, Señor Bolger.
So I do have one small announcement.
Oh, God damn it. And you were the one who was jumping the gun on getting on topic tonight, too.
She was just cutting you off, that's all.
I know, right?
So
Someone had to.
last night decided to give myself a challenge. So I just finished NaNoWriMo, of course. Finished that with flying colors. Did great. Almost finished book 3 of my trilogy. So I will have a finished trilogy within the next few months. And so this month I am doing a vlog a day challenge.
Ooh, good challenge.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
I would never be able to do that. I would do 2.
I don't know what I'm putting myself up for.
50 words.
That's my challenge for myself this month, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be reading a short story every day and reviewing it and talking about different things.
Awesome.
So if you want to watch me stumble over my words and make a fool of myself, go ahead.
Yep. I'm all about it.
I saw your first vlog today, by the way. I was going to mention it, and then I forgot. Vlogging is actually so much.
I didn't see that.
It's so much easier than it seems, but at the same time, it's very difficult to get fully into the mindset for me. And what I mean by that is that I'll be somewhere doing something, and I'm just like, I knew I was going to be doing this today. Why the hell didn't I bring my camera? Like, you've got to have the concept.
See, I do it on my phone. My phone's with me everywhere.
Well, I don't like doing it on my phone just because compared to the quality of my normal video, it sucks. It's not good at all. And honestly, my camera is not good for doing it spontaneously, like in the moment, just because the microphone is terrible. So that's a problem. But like, if I get that figured out, like you gotta, it's really easy to make a video every day, and it's really easy to come up with something interesting to talk about every day. But it's just doing it well and talking about different things. Like you need to be constantly analyzing yourself and going like, oh, I'm thinking about that today. I should make a video about that. So
see, for me, it's the editing aspect that.
See, that's what I was just gonna say. Is for me, I tried doing videos where I edited it and stuff, and I've discovered that if I go in it thinking I'm going to edit this, I screw up way more than if I go in just saying whatever I put out there, that's what I'm putting up.
Yeah, and there's lots of bloggers
I won't edit anymore.
Yeah, you just and lots of people do that. That's what made me bring back Garrett's Games. Is I was just like, I'm not going to edit the gameplay footage. I'm going to play, and it's going to go up on the channel, and that's going to be it. Like, there's no me.
The only editing I've seen in real good playthroughs, they will do, like, if they're doing something repetitive, like going out and foraging for stuff constantly, they will say, okay, I'm going to do this. Let me put in a jump cut right now, and we'll come back when I do something interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even do that.
We did that with First Hand Gamer.
Yeah, we did. That was, dude, I fucking miss First Hand Gamer. That was Zach's and my first attempt at YouTube ever.
It was.
That was the first thing we ever did on YouTube was First Hand Gamer. I played video games, and then Zach and I sat down and watched it all afterwards and recorded ourselves commenting on my video game play. And it was mostly Zach being like, Garrett, you're an idiot. And I was like, I didn't see the thing. The power-up is not glowy enough. Like, that was kind of the thing.
Lead your
target. And then a lot of grenade!
Yeah.
Dylan Perry's like, don't Scott and Chrissy get to do their weekly updates? Because you two just hogged all the glory.
We got a lot going on. Okay? And I talk
just saying.
We really do have to get on topic, though. Do we have anything else that's tremendously important?
Scott didn't do his
update. For my update, I'll just 2 quick things, main points. My Rafflecopter is still going, but there's only 2 days left. Closer to 1 day left at this point. Yep, so review the book, link the review in the Rafflecopter, and be entered to win $20.
And look behind him at that book.
And, well, that's number 2. That's
behind you. Behind you!
Now, Survivors of the Shroud is now available.
Oh, back it up.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Focus, camera. Focus. There we go. That, I just want to say, that is my favorite of the covers. That is fully fucking awesomely legit.
I didn't really get to see it because you're talking.
Well, click on his face, and it locks the camera on him.
Did everybody else get to see it, though?
I did.
Scott
it's locked on the broadcast right now.
Everyone else needs to shut up and let Scott talk.
No, it's locked on
amazing.
camera.
Wow.
The Audience is not seeing anything else.
Why isn't the audience seeing it, Garrett?
No, the audience. Fuck you guys. I realized far too late that you were fucking with me. Fuck all y'all.
So yeah, Survivors now available paperback. Enjoy.
Sweet.
Those are my two. That's my main points.
Is that the third of that? That's not the
That's the
Guardians
third of the
Wrath.
series, yeah.
It is.
And that's where I've had to pause so that I can finish the last two in the Before the Shroud series, so that I then understand the world better as to where they're going, and I can finish the last two of this series. It's all tied together.
Huzzah! Lots of shit going on in the chat. What's happening over there?
My dad's probably doing something.
No, in our chat.
That's joking.
Anyway, okay, we're getting on topic right now. God damn it. We're talking about rights.
Topic.
Managing and selling your rights as an author. So when you write a book, you have the rights to everything about that book. Everything. The right to print it, the right to distribute the ebook, the right to turn it into a movie or a video game or a erotic play. One-man play, an erotic one-man play, which is basically just a dude walking into a stage in a small theater and masturbating.
I wasn't ready to talk about that yet.
It wasn't you until you mentioned it, Scott. Nobody would have known.
Everybody knows. Everybody's going to know.
I see it in his eyes.
That reminds me of another hilarious comic that I saw online where a guy sees a girl at a bar and he's like, holy crap, this girl is so hot. But she looks like a really cool person too. She looks like a genuinely awesome person. Probably a little bit of a nerd. I bet she like knows the names of all the Pokemon up to like at least 3rd gen. And then it cuts over to her and she looks over and sees him and he's looking at her with this like gentle smile on his face and she goes, he knows.
I think you should read Amy's comment.
Amy's comment, yeah, I saw that. I was going to bring it up. Please, she said, Quotidian Light, please retract your comment about the topic and save it for the episode they actually talk about the topic. We're on topic now, damn it. So, when you traditionally publish a book, you give your rights to print and distribute it to your publisher. In almost all cases, you also give them your ebook rights. In many, I would say most cases, you also give them your film or video game rights.
And title and cover.
And title and cover.
Character.
Well,
now, I mean, that's something that's
traditionally published. They usually come up with the cover on their own. So
right. Yeah, they
own
usually
that because
have
it's theirs.
Right, but you
Yeah.
can't change anything. That's what I'm saying.
Right. No, but that's because you can make your own cover. If you have an ebook, if you retain your ebook rights, you can totally put out your own ebook with your own cover. But they're printing and distributing it, so they get to choose everything.
So the difference is Zach is saying you give up your control of the book, whereas rights is completely different.
Well, although they often go hand in hand.
Yeah, they often go hand in hand. Yeah.
They can. It depends on how you negotiate, but
Yeah,
do
it
on.
depends on the contract. Sometimes, like, if you write a book and you sell it to them, that can also be different than them hiring you to write a book.
Yeah.
And also, there have been times where, and I cannot give you any specific examples of this, but I know that a person has written a book, sent it to them, and then they go, oh, we want this character changed.
Right.
Type of thing.
Well, that goes into editing. They're like, well, we
Right.
like your book, but we're gonna put you with a developmental editor, and then we're gonna copy edit it, and da 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 da. And it goes through a lot.
I know Piers Anthony has had books where he has sold it to a publisher, and the publisher has completely changed the book. It's still his name on it, but it's not the book he wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then famously, there's certain other rights, like film rights are a big thing. Because if you retain your film rights and your book becomes a New York number 1 times bestseller, you're fucking rich. Like, you just are. Somebody will buy the film rights even if they never make the book, and that has happened plenty of times. Sorry? Even if they never make the movie, that's right. For example, John Green, who, if anybody doesn't know, he's one of the Vlogbrothers, and he's also the author of The Fault in Our Stars, which was, of course, a New York number 1 times bestseller for like more than a year. It was a movie last year or the year before? I think last year.
Last year.
Last year. Yeah, it was definitely.
No, this year. It just came out this year.
This year, yeah.
Did it really? Wow.
Yeah. Just a few
Okay,
months
and
ago.
now
Early December.
Now they're making his film they're making his book
Paper
Paper
Towns.
Towns into a film. And somebody asked him about his other most popular book, which is called Looking for Alaska. Problem is, Looking for Alaska was his first book, and he sold the film rights himself to Paramount. So he has no control over whether that's going to be made. Paramount is not making any noise about it. Fox, who made The Fault in Our Stars and are now making Paper Towns, they would buy Looking for Alaska. They would buy it in a heartbeat, but they're not going to because Paramount owns it. So
Yeah.
that's an interesting thing. You also run into a situation, I don't know if you guys know about this already, but you know the Percy Jackson books?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's the author's name?
Riordan.
Mm.
Percy Jackson.
No, his name's Rick Riordan.
Rick
was
Rick
close.
Riordan. Rick Riordan
Riordan.
has such a passionate and abiding and just soul-filling hatred for the Percy Jackson movies.
Oh,
He
really?
fucking hates them so much. Like, if you ever see him tweet about it or write about it or whatever, he is so scathing and biting and bitter and hateful. That's another thing you got to watch out for. J.K. Rowling obviously loves the films. She was working as a consultant on the films for the later ones, not right off the bat, but she was later. And she just couldn't be more pleased. Like, oh my God, you couldn't have picked better actors, and the directors are amazing, and the art direction, oh my God. Meanwhile, Rick Riordan's over there, like, you know, I would literally rather eat a sandwich filled with shit than watch one of these movies. Just like, okay. I've never hated anything as passionately as he hates those movies. So that's another thing you got to be wary of.
You know what, though? I think that if you're going to sell the movie rights to a book, you should just accept it's going to be changed. And, I mean, if you're not going to be hired on as, like, a consultant or co-writer in the screenplay or something,
Right.
then you have to just wipe your hands of it and just be like, this is somebody else's project now.
I
Yeah.
think you do, but I think
This
that's
work.
really hard if you really care
Yeah.
about the story.
See, like
Right.
Dave
Well,
Calloway, I'd have to be a consultant on.
That's
Yeah.
the balance. Yeah.
You have that option of asking for that. I know Stephen King, that's what he gets. He gets a walk-on role for every one of his movies, and he also gets to
Wow.
have some say in it.
Well, he
But
gets
he's
that
Stephen
now.
King.
Yeah, he gets that now. He didn't get that back in the beginning, and that's when
Right.
he got Carrie and The Shining. And then
And
he took part.
Carrie and Shining are both awesome movies.
Fucking amazing, and every time he's involved in the filmmaking for one of his books, they're terrible. Like, they're just so bad.
I wouldn't say they're terrible.
They're just
They're
not
just
good.
not as good as the other two.
Yeah.
I think part of that is whoever they get to be the screenwriter, because a lot of the times you have ones that understand, like they can read the book, they understand the heart of the story, and they can reconstruct it on film, even though it's like a more
Right.
condensed version of the story. They understand what the story was trying to get across. And then you have those others that are just like, okay, this scene, it's the same as the book, and go, and it's just like turns out to be just complete shit.
Right.
Game
Well,
of Thrones
it's-
Bears is worth mentioning here because
Oh, yeah.
George R. R. Martin was a television writer years before he started publishing the series.
Mhm.
So when and he never sold the TV rights because he knows he's in TV. He's like, I'm not fucking selling these rights. So when HBO finally approached him and they were like, let's make the thing, he was like, well, all right, but I'm going to be an executive producer. And they were like, they looked. I mean, he has been writing for TV all his life, and they were like, yeah, sure, come on board.
But he wouldn't even consider selling the rights to his books until he found somebody who understood his books,
Exactly.
who came out and said,
Yeah.
what was the question? They asked who somebody's mother was, and they knew the answer.
Yeah.
And it's
I
something
don't
that
remember what the
hasn't ever
question
been published.
Yeah. ABC would not be a good choice for Game of Thrones.
No, they would not.
From the network that brought you Lost. Yeah, okay. And Person of Interest. Okay, good. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ooh, good. Comes Game of Thrones. Whoa! No.
What? You know what's funny? Speaking of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I just watched the last episode of the first season today. It was good.
I was gonna say I did not, but I have.
What?
I don't watch TV, so
No, just leave it at that. Just leave that comment as that. I don't, but I have. Just
I was
the
gonna.
end.
I said I was
No.
gonna say I hadn't, but I actually have. I thought you were gonna say this last season.
Just season 1. It was on.
I am
Netflix.
not. Yeah, I'm not up to date. I need to start watching season 2 because everybody's like, it's the best show on TV. I'm like, yeah, it's probably not accurate, but you good. If you're that excited, I'm gonna go check it out.
Well, I watched
First season had a
all
slow
8
start, but it
season
picked
or
up.
all 8 episodes of this season's Walking Dead yesterday.
Yeah.
That's how busy I was yesterday.
Yeah.
I took a nap
Now that
yesterday.
I'm caught up.
now go play the video game, Zach.
Ooh.
The video game is actually really good.
Yeah. Dude, these guys, Telltale Games, they're really, really good. So, but that's another thing is, video game rights. And you can always, and then there's also like foreign distribution rights. Now,
So
Yeah, foreign distribution rights is a big one.
that's huge.
Yeah, big one.
there's a couple things that our listeners might actually like to know. Like when you do sign your contract over to a publisher or something, if it's not specifically stated in there, you probably still have the rights to it.
Yes, exactly. If it doesn't say, but that's the thing is that like you have to gauge for you. Like a lot of people, like you said, Scott, a lot of people are probably like, dude, take my film rights, pay me extra money for them, but I don't care.
Right.
And I'm that way on one thing I can think of, which is Hit Girls. If somebody wanted to take the concept of Hit Girls and turn that into a thing, and they were like, and we will give you money for this, but we will not, then I would be like, yeah, all yours.
Take it.
But like everything else, the reason I'm writing books is to be a filmmaker. So I don't want to give my rights away. I just don't. It holds no, like, unless I was really hard pressed for cash. I'm not lying. If somebody came to me and was like, hey, dude,
Here's $1 million.
yeah, like $1 million for the film rights to Realm Keepers, and that's $1 million for you and $1 million for Zach.
I'd
I
say,
think
Garrett, let's talk.
Yeah, I would be like, hey, Zach, right? Okay, yes, yeah, good, yeah, we're good.
I don't know. Gingerbread Man could be a really good animated thing.
We had nothing called the Gingerbread Man.
We have nothing called the Gingerbread Man.
Ninja
What the hell?
bread. Sorry,
Oh.
Ninja bread.
Oh, that one. Why didn't you say so? I've had a few people say they want to see these books made into movies, and that would not be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Played the little of what if as to who I would cast.
And the same.
I don't get that from the Gingerbread Man. I get that from Realm Keepers and Danny. But
You mean Ninja bread man?
yeah, the
Wow, Zach.
You got me all screwed up.
Sorry.
The Ninja Man, that man, the cookie thing. I don't. A lot of people
The cookie
don't.
thing.
I think I've heard that it'd be cool to see as a cartoon, but that's
Yeah,
about it.
animated series would be great.
That's what I just said.
I don't care.
No,
Obviously.
But like,
obviously that's
but,
not what you said.
but then again, it's hard to say this without being presented with the actual situation. But I don't think I'd sell Rebel Yell like at all because that is so important to me.
Yeah,
like
that one's close to you. Yeah.
Yeah,
You really
that's all about the message. It's not about entertainment value at all, Although the movie in my head is super entertaining, it's just about, it's like, yeah, man, fuck the man. Like I would be selling out the idea of the book by selling the film rights to the book. Like it's just no.
You know what though? You could sell the film rights, but then just put a clause in the contract that if Garrett Robinson is not pleased with this, I get to stab him in the neck with a ballpoint pen. It's like whoever did this movie is just getting throat stabbed. It's just, and that will give them motivation.
Yeah,
See.
exactly.
And that's what it's all about.
But yeah, I mean, it does have to come down to like what your personal goals are. Are you looking to be involved in film or the television process and whatever? Then yeah, you should probably hang on to your rights. Global distribution rights, another big one. To be completely honest, cannot be fucking bothered to negotiate and manage global distribution. So if somebody comes to me and wants to translate in German, I'm going to spend some time researching them to make sure that they're like, relatively legit or whatever. But then I'm going to be like, yeah, you can totally have the German translation rights, and it will cost you like whatever, like
I would-
negotiate the thing.
I would recommend, as a personal opinion, and in no way a professional advice position,
Mhm.
if you have somebody interested in your international rights and you were not up on all of the laws and rules for international rights,
Yeah.
I would recommend getting an agent for that specifically and
Right.
let
A
them do the
literary
negotiation.
lawyer would work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. A
Or
lawyer,
agent, somebody that knows about that,
preferably
because
both.
you can do really well with that, but you could also really just shoot yourself in the foot if you're not up on that. It's not one of those things that you want to just be like, okay, yeah, sure, fuck it, whatever, have it. It's like that's one of those things that you should be careful with, and just if you do it right, it works in your best interest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But like, I would have no problem. I would have no problem selling those rights. Is the point? And I think it does vary writer to writer and project to project. Like, Johnny B. Truant over on SPP, I know he has no interest in filmmaking, none. So if HBO did come and they were like, we want to turn The Beam into a series, he'd be like, yeah. But Sean would be like, no, not unless I'm the showrunner. Like, Sean also
Nice.
comes from a film background. You know what I mean?
I think they also have the idea that they want it to be done right. So, like, Sean and Dave have had people come ask them about their books, and they have said no, because this can't be on TV. It's
Right.
you'd have to cut too much out of it.
Yeah, like let's do Yesterday's Gone on NBC or something like that.
Right.
It's like I
Yeah.
could see an NBC Yesterday's Gone, and it's not uncool, but it's not really Yesterday's Gone.
Right.
Yep,
Watered
Mauricio.
down type version, yeah.
Boom. Just like
They
hello.
would have to water him down so much.
Whereas seeing an HBO or Showtime Mauricio like literally makes me just giddy. Like just the idea of seeing Mauricio on one of those networks.
I
would
don't
just
know
be
if I
like-
want to see the necrophilia scene.
I would take, going out on a limb here, I'll take necrophilia over baby stomach stabbing in Game of Thrones.
Oh, that
I
was
like 'em
pretty
both.
nasty.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Dude. I already saw it. It's fine.
Or eyeballs.
Yeah.
Good.
Max, I don't know why, but the comments aren't really loading up right now. Max Derpish says, "Is there even a video game based on a book? Seems like a difficult thing to do." Chrissy, isn't it you who was telling me about what's it called? Rift War Saga?
Rift War Saga?
Yeah.
I know I played that game, but I don't know what I was telling you about. I
It's a
know.
video game series based on a book.
Is it? I know there are several books based off of video games or games in general. I also know that there are lots of games based off of comic books. Spider-Man, Superman, all of those. There are video games based on the books.
Yeah.
Star Trek has a video game based on the books. They're also, somewhat from the TV shows and the movies and stuff. Often what happens is a book will be made into a movie, and somebody will watch the movie and say, oh, that would make a cool movie or game.
Yeah.
And then they will go looking for the rights. The person who owns the
Like
rights
Harry
is still
Potter.
the author, unless they have sold the rights for the game along with the movie. And
Right.
when you sell to a movie, you often sell both movie merchandise and game.
Yeah. And technically, this year's Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, not based on the movies at all, has nothing to do with the films, other than the
Right.
way Gollum looks. It's literally other than that. But it's it is based on some storylines and ideas from Tolkien in general. So, we got started a little late tonight, and we are nearing on an hour. And I know that Zach has to get back to his wife,
Yeah.
freshly married. Like, what the hell?
Wade wants to know if Zach is drunk.
I know. I actually don't know what's motivating that question.
I told him he was just itching to get back to his brand new wife. Ow.
Itching, is that what they call it nowadays?
Itching.
That's what I call it.
Brown chicken,
Zach-
brown cow.
Zach had been drinking, but he hadn't. So
I had like 3 full bottles
Of water.
of water.
Whistler.
By the way, that was the number one thing that I learned about Vegas at Zach's bachelor party. Bring just a big fat bottle of rum, and
Rum?
rum. Bacardi. We had Bacardi spiced, and we take a couple shots and then we'd go out. And it just made it so that you didn't have to spend a lot of money on alcohol before you started getting your free drink game on.
Well, Garrett
$5
was
and $6 shots.
Garrett was pretty well into his drinking time by the time we got into the first elevator at the first casino.
No. What? Yeah, I guess I was.
Yeah, there's a group of guys that got in and the doors closed and the guy in the front goes, "Man, we smell hella weed." And it's all
they
silent.
really smelled. They were definitely.
And then Garrett goes,
smoking.
"I wasn't gonna say anything."
But that wasn't. I would have said that anyway.
I don't think so.
I think I would have. I might not have slurred. Anyway,
Garrett, it's 12 o'clock somewhere.
we should.
I think we're done.
We should definitely head for the exit. I know I have things that I want to direct people to, but I'll let everybody else go first. Chrissy, what should people go check out? Your vlog. Where can people find you on YouTube?
I think it's actually, you know what? I'll post a link in the thing because it's actually called Ben Daney. So, or you can just look me up on Google Plus.
Okay.
It's probably the easiest one.
All right. Send me a link, like text or email me a link, and I'll put it in the video description, in the YouTube video description. But say it just for the audio listeners and let them try and figure it out.
Ben Daney, BenDaini.
Awesome. Scott, can people pre-order Survivors?
Survivor's out. It's released. It's available.
It's out? Where's my free copy, bitch?
Well, I just got the paperback. I'm ordering the copy. You're a son.
I'm an asshole. All right, Survivors of the Shroud. That's out. You should go get it right now. And if you haven't read the first two, Guardians of the Shroud and Defenders of the Shroud, highly recommended urban fantasy. Kind of young adult, but on accident. Like it's not young adult. So there you go. And Zach.
You can find me on Twitter at ZCBolger and watch for the Ninja Bread Man 2
coming soon.
Coming soon. As promised.
Okay, if you want to get autographed paperbacks, GarrettBRobinson.com/autographed-books, or you can just go to my website and check it out. I stream live pretty much every day on Twitch, twitch.tv/GBRobinson, and my new YouTube channel is called Garrett's Games, where all of those videos are also posted. But I would really like to start hanging out with more people on Twitch live. Anytime somebody comes in and starts chatting to me while I'm playing the game, that's just awesome. That's just totally...
Do you actually see the comments now?
You do. Well, I have to get a second monitor so that I can do it, so that I can display them in the stream. But I figured out all I have to do is I put my iPad on my desk and I pull up the chat room, and then now I can see the comments. So that works. Yeah, that was easy. But when you know people are watching and they're talking and they're interested, you start doing stuff. You're like, I'm gonna stab this guy in his taint. Ha ha! That was funny. And then people are like, oh, it's cool. I like Twitch quite a lot, actually.
Taint stabbing is always funny.
Taint stabbing is always
It's
funny.
one of those universal...
It's like dead baby jokes.
Every language, every culture.
No.
Zach's uncomfortable now. On that note, I am going to call an end to this podcast. Thank you for tuning in, everybody who tuned in live. Wade, Max Derpish, Dylan, Amy Schubert, and of course Quotidian Light, and Stacy Claflin. Stacy Claflin, who got into the top 20 on the Amazon store last week. Freaking awesome.
Congrats.
David Bolger.
And David Bolger, and everybody who commented live. We love you guys very much. I'm Garrett. You can find me at GarrettBRobinson.com. Zach is on Twitter at ZCBolger. Chrissy is at ChrissyMoss.com. And Scott is at TheShroudBetween.com. We'll see you next week, everybody. Good night.